He called me, he said that, you know what, sir wants to meet you. Thinking, who's this sir? Last में जब वो call काटने वाला था, मैंने बोला कि, but Shreyas, who is sir?
Of
He's like,
course.
you don't know. I work for Bhansali sir. I'm like, oh, sorry, my bad.
Did he ask you to sing?
Yeah, I sang at Thumri. And he was so, I judge the fact that why would a woman dance to, I mean,
Yeah.
I think there has been a lot of discussion on it because in our country we call it item songs. The biggest female singers, they're getting reprise versions of songs.
Yeah.
And no one raises their voice. I mean, there's nothing to do about it. They want the female artist representing us to be a certain way, very similar to a Dua Lipa or a Taylor Swift or artists from here. Why do we need to do it the way they are doing it?
So
Do
true.
we not have our own style? I really feel proud of the Punjabi community because they have got it right.
Yes.
They are truly representing themselves. They are not ashamed of it.
There's so much spoken about AI and autotune. What are your thoughts on it?
Actually, just a little bit of something, as an alap or
Yeah.
something. Now, AI can do it in my place.
Hi, welcome back. This is part 2 of my conversation with Bandhubanti Bagchi. I'm Rotox and this is Just Too Filmy. Part 1, of course, we spoke to her about the times that she wasn't yet part of Hindi film music. Of course, now we're in part 2 where she's moved to Mumbai and she's really given herself 7 months to say that it's 7 months. At the end of these 7 months, if my money runs out, I'm going to go back home. The truth is, it's been 7 years since those 7 months got over. And I think it's a very interesting point to ask her what happened next. Madhubanti, what a cinema ban rahi hai yahan pe, hai na? ये तो पूरी ऐसी film बन गई है. 7 महीने तुम मुंबई में रही, शेयरिंग में रहती थी, अंधेरी में. और तुमने कहा था कि 7 महीने तक मैं देखूंगी, 7वें महीने में अगर कुछ होगा. और उस बात को 7 साल हो गए. So that's great. What really changed?
So what happened is that at the end of 7 months, I fell violently sick. I was extremely, I got fever and pata nahi aur kya kya. And obviously, my parents said, and it was just not, something was not working out. My mom said, you come back. And I was actually supposed to go for a bunch of shows in the US. These are Bengali community shows, Durga Puja shows. And I thought, okay, fine, I'll earn some money out of it. Because अभी तब तक वहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ खास हुआ नहीं था यहाँ पे. And a bunch of things I did, mostly like jingles, a couple of jingles here and there, because jingles are the only way that I could earn at that point of time.
Of course.
So I went to the US, I did my tour, got some money, and I decided, oh, now it's time for me, because whatever it was in that house or that situation, something was not feeling right. So I said that, okay, I'll move to a place where I'll be staying by myself. It'll be more expensive, but still I'll have the peace of mind कि मुझे जब मन चाहे मैं रियाज करूँ, कुछ करूँ. There should not be any issues.
Yeah.
So I did that. I moved to Warsaw and I was living in this 1 BHK, small, but it seemed perfect for me at that time. And dhire dhire, I started understanding the city, because when you stay alone, you start understanding that, oh, okay, so this is going to work, that this is not going to work.
Correct.
And it took me the entire, I think, 2019 to figure out what Mumbai, living in Mumbai is all about.
That's true. First, you have to make
takes
friends
a
with the
lot.
city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had made a couple of friends, musicians. Still now, all of my friends are musicians. So some of them were based in Warsaw. They taught me कि यहाँ पे ये अच्छा मिलता है, वहाँ पे. So that kind of a thing. I was getting familiar with that city, with the city. And by the time 2019 ended, COVID happened. Yeah. I'm like, what am I supposed to?
Shit. I just realized.
It was extremely sad. I became very sad that, oh, just when I thought that I was getting, and some composers were getting to know about me and they were like, please come, we want to record something with you. And it was COVID. I'm like, oh, Mumbai really doesn't want me to do anything here.
Yeah.
But I think I was extremely persistent in, staying here. I think
Wow.
at the back
Yeah.
of my mind, I was like, nahi, मैं तो रहूंगी यहाँ पे because during COVID also a lot of my friends
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
moved to wherever they were from.
Yeah.
It was very difficult
So true.
for people to
So true.
pay so much in rent and this
Mhm.
and that. It was hard for people. But I thought, no, I'm going to stay here and I'll
Mm.
figure it out.
Mm.
Because I had a bit of whatever I had earned from shows, I was doing a little bit of live performances as well. And the jingle thing was also working, thoda bahut.
Correct.
तो करते करते COVID hit and I was like, अरे jingles तो अभी कर रहे थे, अभी तो ये भी बंद हो गया, अभी क्या होगा and all of that. Then I realized that, oh, so now the era of home recordings are going to start.
Yes.
Once lockdown was over, I got a call from a very dear friend of mine. His name is Shreyas Puranik. I'm sure
Yeah.
a lot of
Of
people know
course.
him. Fantastic composer. We had worked on a song the year before. And he called me. He said that, you know what, how are you placed in the next couple of days? Sir wants to meet you. And I'm thinking, who is this sir that he's talking about? Because I have no idea. Why would he call someone sir?
Mm.
And I said that, okay, yeah, I can meet, but last में जब वो call काटने वाला था, मैंने बोला कि, but Shreyas, who is sir? He's
Of
like,
course.
you don't know. I work for Bhansali sir. I'm like, oh, sorry, my bad.
Mm.
But then I cut the call and I was like, is he serious? But why would Bhansali sir want to meet me? That's so random. Because in my head, why would a Bhansali sir know about my existence? Because it's been a hot minute that I'm in Mumbai
Yes.
and I don't know what the hell am I doing
Correct.
here. It's suddenly COVID and everything is digitally done. People are doing digital shows, which is such a weird thing to happen. And Bhansali sir wants to meet me. I was like, this is extremely random, but okay, obviously I'll go for it. And on the day of the meeting, I was so stressed. I was so nervous. Everything is sweating. I don't know what to wear, what to say. I have no idea why I am going there. So I went there. Obviously, I went. So I met Shreyas when I went there. And the first couple of minutes were the most unnerving minutes of my life.
Of course.
Because the time I spent sitting at the sitting area in his office,
Mhm.
I was like, what is about to happen in my life? Because
Mhm.
I have never really gone to anybody of his stature to
Yeah.
meet or anything. Like how can I say that I want to meet you? It's not possible. Like
Mm.
I'm not that audacious, or I don't have those kind of, like, I would never think that, oh, I'm gonna go meet Shah Rukh Khan or Amitabh Bachchan. Like if they ever want to meet me, then maybe they'll give me, like, somebody from their office will give me a call and then I'll go.
Mm.
So I was there, and then the meeting happened. He came, he met me. I sang something. It's all me even now. But then once I was out of that meeting, I felt like, what just happened? What was that? Because it was everything that I had not imagined it to be. I had thought it's going to be very stressful and um, like maybe I'll say some things that I'm not supposed to say, or my voice is going to quiver. I'm going to sing something weird.
Did he ask you to sing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like right off the bat, he was like, I like your voice. Or just sing anything to me. I just wanna, I'm up for anything. So I sang a very I sang a Thumri, because I don't know, there was no reason to sing a Thumri, but I thought that because I know he's very musically, he knows a lot of music. He listens to a lot of music, which I got to know later once I got to know him a little more. And he was so happy once he heard that. He was ecstatic. He was over the moon. He's like a girl of your age singing a thumri. I love this, and I would maybe go in a hoodie or something, and I sing a thumri like I mean it, because I've done these things from an age where I really barely understood music, but it's pretty much ingrained in my body now.
Yes.
And he was like, I'm making this album, my first non-film album that I'm making. You have to sing this one song there. Like, wow, that is incredible. So imagine from 2019 me trying to understand the city and then hit in my face with a COVID, and COVID ended with this.
Yeah,
So
how
I felt
beautiful.
that this is nothing but an extremely blessed life. There's nothing
I think
more.
it's also a reward for perseverance. It's also a reward for those who stay. It's also a reward for those
But
who.
you know, obviously, Rohini, you must be knowing that so many, like thousands of talented people from all around India, even from outside, they come to Mumbai, and they are hardworking as well. I've seen so many people around me who have worked way harder than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I consider myself very lazy, not too much out there, and I do not have that thing in me. Yeah, I'll just go and pursue things. I'll do it maybe internally, but not
Yeah.
too much. I'm not out
Externally,
there.
yeah.
But to be rewarded in that way when I was least expecting it, I was 100% not ready even for something like that.
Yeah.
I felt extremely grateful for that moment. And obviously, things started rolling from there.
From there, Aaj Ki Raat did what it did. It was, I have spoken to everybody about Aaj Ki Raat. I've spoken to Amitabh, I've spoken to Sachin Jigar, because I think it's fascinating. That song itself is a story, you know.
Yeah.
I want to ask you though, how did that change? How did that song becoming a hit change your life?
It gave me a lot of hope
Mhm,
as an
mhm.
artist, and it made me more ambitious. Before this, I was like, हाँ अच्छा लग रहा है, कर रही हूँ, ज़्यादा भागना नहीं है, ये करेंगे वो करेंगे नहीं है, अच्छे से म्यूजिक कर रहे हो. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इन अ कंट्री लाइक इंडिया, आप म्यूजिक कर रहे हो और यू आर सर्वाइविंग अ कंफर्टेबल लाइफ, यू हैव पीक्ड, आई फील.
Correct.
100%.
Correct.
उसके ऊपर अगर आपको जाना है, then you need a push like maybe a song like आज की रात. Then you
Sure.
need hits to push you, and that's a lot
Mhm.
to do with luck, destiny, your stars. ये हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है,
बिल्कुल.
बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. So I felt that it made me so much more focused, and now I know that okay, what do I really want to do, and every day I ask myself, and I have become more fearless. I think that there are so many things, like people like us, if whether you have hits, and it's not just me, forget about me, people who are way more successful than me, they also get hit with rejections every now and then. But the fact that how do you take the rejection and move forward, because a rejection is not going to be like, okay, now you stop doing music. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be a slight roadblock, then you have to figure out how to move around it or do
Correct.
something like that. So constantly learning to adapt and trying to do better every single day in your music, in your personal life, and also not to forget to be kind and a good human being.
So
I
true.
think somewhere success gets to you.
Yeah.
It gets to you.
Of course.
It makes you feel different. It's like you're on
It's a
some
drug.
kind of a, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like some kind of a substance you've
Yeah.
taken in. But not to forget that you are that same exact person, physically and otherwise,
Yeah.
who was standing in that flat with 2 suitcases with nothing, no idea,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
ambition. I'm still that same person. Even today, I was telling someone that, what do I do? Am I not doing? I don't think I'm doing enough.
Yeah.
Like in with respect to music, I need to do more. ये नहीं हो रहा है, वो नहीं हो रहा है. This whole thing, the hunger also increases, right? It's not a hunger for fame.
Yeah.
I feel it is not like more people should know me. That's a very it's a byproduct of whatever else is happening in the music. तो ऐसे भी बहुत लोग शायद है.
बट ये मैं देखती हूँ लड़कों का ambition बहुत अनअपोलोजेटिक होता है यार मधुबंती, where men are always saying that I want to be the most streamed artist. I want to take my music to every corner of the world. And I feel that as women who are ambitious in a very new time right now, we're the first generation of women who can choose not to be married, not to have kids, and pursue our ambitions, right? I think that we're still developing that language.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a little time before that actually happens, and we can accept it for ourselves first.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just an interesting sort of observation.
No, it's a very important thing because it took me a while to think that, okay, मैं ये सब कर सकती हूँ. No one stopped me,
Yeah.
but no one told me that you can do it. And anyway, the world around us is not very kind.
Yeah.
Looking at a woman or a girl taking unconventional steps in her life,
Sure.
they will constantly question you again and again, and till a point where you start judging yourself that am I even doing the right thing? Am I doing too much?
Yeah.
Maybe itna to nahi karna chahiye shayad. But my ambition is not like that. My ambition is different. Like, I'm not trying to limit myself. I'm not doing it for fame because internally I'm not that person. I don't enjoy a lot of focus on me, or
Yeah.
a lot of people knowing me, or oh, she's so popular. If you look at my social media also, I'm not constantly doing things there because I don't want to. So what I mean by my ambition is that I want to do a lot of music, which, I mean, if people like it, then nothing like it. But even if they don't, if not millions of people are, if they're not liking it, I'd still be okay with it.
I'm going to go back to your songs and ask you, you know, the female voice or the female playback singer is getting increasingly more and more lonely in the scape, I feel. Because, you know, when we were growing up, as I said, either there was just one voice or there were two voices. Then thode se aur voices aaye, but it used to always be one female against the other. And I used to always find that terrible because it was always a contest. But I think that chalo yaar, contest hi sahi, at least option to thi. Lekin increasingly in the last 5 years, especially since you moved to Mumbai, I was constantly feeling that the space of the female playback was disappearing. And it really gave me sleepless nights because I'm also a radio presenter, right? और ये गाने तो मेरे गाने हैं ना, क्योंकि वो मुझे भी represent करता है. Until of course, the Aaj Ki Raats and the Oi Ammas and the Tum Mere Hue Na Hue. However, all of these songs are also show songs. These are also dance songs. These are also performative songs. I keep wondering that is the female playback singing voice going to be relegated only to this sort of, you know, just हम कहते हैं कि ये एक type of गाना है, you know. And that scares me because where is the क्यों lag rahe hai ye dharti gagan, you know. And it goes back to the characters need to be there ना.
Exactly.
जिनकी inner monologue कुछ होगी, फिर उन पे गाने होंगे, फिर आएगा. But have you ever thought about this?
Oh, I think about it every day.
Oh, great. Okay.
Every single day, because it's a great thing that songs like Aaj Ki Raat and Ui Amma, even I would love to mention Besharam Rang as well. A very important song. So these songs came and female voices again came to the forefront, but these definitely they are a type of songs. There is someone dancing to it. I can't really say that I judge the fact that why would a woman dance to, I mean, I think there has been a lot of discussion on it because in our country we call it item songs. But when Beyonce does it, it's okay. I mean, what do you mean by that? That's a hypocrisy, I feel. And if a woman wants to dance to a particular song, even in a, on a video, I mean, why is it specifically, why do you think it's for the male gaze? Because I think a lot of these songs are not shot in that way. There are songs which are shot for the male gaze. But I feel that a lot of songs that I have seen, they have not been shot that way. But also they are shot in that way because they know that there are a lot of takers for that. And in that regard, we have to evolve beyond that as a society. We have a lot of work to do. And I feel that female voices for the longest time have been relegated to the second verse of songs. We have all become second verse singers. The first verse is male, the chorus is male. like 3-4 lines the female
Yeah.
singer will get,
Mm.
which are just to just cut through the boredom of the male voice, and वो basically ऊपर से वो garnish करना, उसमें कुछ है नहीं. There's nothing important that is happening in the with the female voice. So I feel that it's mainly to do with commerce, but also who do you fight with? Like you can't, अभी क्रांतिकारी आप किसके साथ बनोगे? Who do you fight against? It's the people who are listening to these songs. People love these songs, and the more people love these songs, the makers will say that this is working, so we'll do this. And when you release like a full blown, if you release a full romantic female song, it's released as a reprise.
Yes, of course.
That is so insulting. I think the biggest singers of our industry, the biggest female singers, they're getting reprise versions of songs,
Yeah.
and no one raises their voice. I mean, there's nothing to do about it. So I feel there are only two ways. Either you stop doing that, you put a condition that we will not do reprises, or I mean, there's no either or. I mean, you have to do it, or you have to just release your own music your own way. There is no other way, because unfortunately, no one is going to make space for you that, oh, please come and sit here.
Yeah.
And also, stories are not told from that perspective.
Point of view at all. Yeah.
I don't remember the last time a romantic song was, or from the feminine perspective. It's just not there.
Where she's not crying. Because there is Agar Tum Saath Ho.
Oh yeah.
Okay, which is Alka Ji's voice, and
Yeah.
it's about a decade old now.
Yeah.
But it's a sad song.
It's a sad
You know,
song.
where is the Ruki Ruki hai zindagi jhat se chal padi? Where is the Aaj Main Upar Duniya Niche? Where is the Badal Pe Paun Hai? You know, these are the songs that we grew up on, and they were all female expression.
I love a couple of songs by Shreyadi.
Piyu
Yeah.
Bole.
Piyu Bole was, forget about Piyu Bole, it's still a duet. I would say there is a song, Tumko Lekar Chale. I'm sure you remember that.
Of course.
And the song from Jism as well.
Yeah.
The representation, the sensual representation of a woman, the way she's professing her love, and it's just gone. It's just not there at all.
So true.
So we, as characters, women are just sidelined. That you're just playing second fiddle to a man on screen.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a huge problem that we have in the films overall. And obviously it gets translated to the music as well. And when you do have female songs, it's the dance songs.
Even I remember Queen, great example of a female-led narrative, but all of those songs, whether it was Jugni, whether it was London to Magda, they were all men singing those songs.
London to Magda, just the chorus portions were female, but the main song is male.
was male.
Yeah.
And if you take the same parallel into the independent space, and I'll tell you another thing about the independent space that again always makes me think that when we were growing up, again, maybe you were a time, you know, after me for sure, but when I was growing up, I remember that there was Alisha Chennai. Okay, Asha Ji was doing independent music, Shubha Mutkal, Suchitra Krishnamurti, even Rageshwari sang songs. And then there was this Shweta Shetty.
Yes.
Oh my God, like it was a party, Sunita Rao. You just had so many of these female expressions and they were all individualistic. Like you could listen to a song and say, ye Shweta Shetty hai, ye Sunita Rao hai, ye hai. And what's happened is we are celebrating the independent music space in India 2 years ago. We went nuts. We were like, "Arey, we made it. हम हर जगह हैं. हम कोचेला में हैं. हम इधर है, उधर है." And I'm like, लेकिन सिर्फ मर्द हैं. You know, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
So I wonder, because there are, you know, flag bearers like a Jonita, for example, who's trying to do it. But the truth is that where is the space for the female artist, even in the independent space?
Yeah.
And I just feel like, wow, how do you guys who are in it actually navigate this?
I think I'm going to give out a very unpopular opinion here. I think there's a cookie cutter thing, the pattern that it's in the mind of the men who are doing this, and even some women are there. They want the female artist representing us to be a certain way, which maybe is very similar to a Dua Lipa or a Taylor Swift or Beyonce in aesthetic.
Yeah.
but I just don't understand how that is going to happen, because that music is not our music.
So true.
Imagine if you're doing our music with that aesthetic, it just doesn't match at all.
So
And
true.
ultimately, at the end of the day, we have to do music for our people.
Yeah.
I don't think that in Los Angeles, anybody is sitting and thinking, oh my God, I want to watch this Indian artist speak or sing in English with dance or whatever. If you are born and brought up there, that's a different question.
Yeah.
But artists from here, why do we need to do it the way they are doing it?
So
Do
true.
we not have our own style? We
Yeah.
do have it. It's just that it is not being encouraged. We are being given weird, absurd business. Everything is statistics now.
Yeah.
Everything, some people will just come up with a bunch of numbers like, look at this here, this one who has done this, isme itna streaming hua, isme itna profit hua. We are losing out on our roots. I think we are feeling disconnected. Like if you look at Korean music, if you look at Japanese music, if you look at French music, or all of these different cultures that are there, even if you put the song on mute and you look at them, you will know that they're representing their culture.
Yeah.
And I think more of us need to do that. More of it needs to be encouraged also from the decision makers who are doing it. And in fact, that's why, like we were saying, like, I really feel proud of the Punjabi community because they have got it right.
Yes.
They are truly representing themselves. They are not ashamed of it. They are very proudly doing it all over the world. And we need to take lessons from it. I think we really need to own up our own culture and fearlessly and without any hesitation just be who we are, rather than trying to be something that we really don't have inside.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that is somewhere, and that is why we have not been able to come up with really unique and interesting artists, especially female artists
So
in
true.
the non-film
So
segment.
true. Thank you for your honesty, because I think that I'm sure I'm sure it's happened to you where they've said like, your voice is so sexy, Madhubanti. कि आप ऐसे लग सकती हैं क्या?
Yeah, it's one of the first things that I was being told, that what, you hit the gym, you lose shitload of weight, and you start wearing this kind of clothes. I'm like, what purpose is that going to serve?
For a singer?
Yeah. And trust me, it's still being said to a lot of people. Don't be surprised.
I love how you are, I'm going to be the hoodie girl. Fuck all of you. Before we go, of course, I really want to say that this has been a very beautiful year for you, because I think last year also was and this year also is. But this year you held that Filmfare trophy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Your first one, right?
My first one, yes.
For Aaj Ki Raat.
Yes.
Oh my God. Does it change things? And I'm saying now let's go back to the economics of it. Does it change things economically the minute you have a Filmfare?
I don't know. I really haven't felt anything till now, because I actually was on a month-long tour in the US, and I was very surprised when it happened. And because I was not there, I basically lost track of day and night. And that day I had a show and I was extremely tired, and someone told me, you won it. I'm like, what have I won? I was very confused. But in fact, I got to hold it after 1 month.
Yeah.
So technically, yeah. But I haven't really grasped the reality yet. But I mean, I'm yet to see if there are any kind of changes happening because of the Filmfare.
Yeah, I mean,
But
there
it's a
will be.
great validation for sure. It's a great validation.
It's such a beautiful marker of your journey.
Yeah.
And here's to many more.
Thank you.
Know. My last question has to be, there's so much spoken about AI and autotune. What are your thoughts on it? And which side of it do you lie on? Are you like Rahman Sahab, who says that technology will keep coming? We have to embrace it. It doesn't mean that it'll replace you, but you have to be the master of it. The other side is that no, like auto-tune, absolutely not. And I'm a purist, so I would not be happy with it. Where do you lie?
Actually, the thing is that you can't fight with it. Rahman sir is very, very correct in saying that technology will keep coming. You can't fight with technology, you can only master it. And auto tune will never make someone a good singer. It's not possible. We have seen multiple examples of that.
Yes.
And also, I mean, auto tune will not save you in a lot of situations.
Mhm.
If you're speaking technically, so all of our music has become digital, right? So we are playing out of a digital piano, and apart from a guitar and all, everything, मतलब आप synth play कर रहे हो, उसमें क्या हो रहा है ना, most of the instruments, they are tuned at a 440 or something like that. And human voice will never be that accurate, that particular frequency, because it's human. So auto tune basically you क्या करता है ना, it kind of gives that roundness, and it tunes in that way
Mhm.
so that it matches all the other instruments and it, like, gels well with everything. But if you do just a voice with a violin or maybe a guitar, तब basically आपको auto tune जरूरत नहीं है
नहीं
उसमें.
है, correct. It's
So
like a
when
filter.
Yeah, it's like a filter.
Hmm.
But if you really need auto tune,
Mhm.
if you need auto tune, then you're not a singer.
Correct.
That is,
Of course.
you use it to your advantage just to enhance certain things in your voice and all. That's, I think that's a part of technology. That way, we shouldn't be using half of these EQs and all those
Sure.
reverb, delay. कुछ भी use मत करो फिर.
Hmm.
That's not possible, right?
Hmm.
AI is a far more dangerous thing, I feel, because it's dangerous, and also it's gonna cut out a lot of mediocrity if you are doing, but it's gonna take a lot of jobs. Like, for example, the things that I used to do when I had come to Mumbai, all these jingles, थोड़ा बहुत कहीं पे कुछ hum करना है, या just a little bit of something as an alap or
Yeah.
something. Now AI can do it in my place. Like,
Wow.
today's composer would not need to call me.
Yeah.
Even the people who used to sing scratches.
Yeah. Yeah.
So nowadays, a composer can just sing it himself and pass it through my model that he has made of my voice, the AI model, and present it to the production house or director or whoever. Because then they will know that this is how it's going to sound.
How it'll sound.
The bad thing is that क्या होता था कि कभी किसी नए सिंगर ने गाया, and the director is like, ये तो कितना अच्छा लग रहा है.
The discoverability
of a
Correct.
new voice.
Yeah.
So that sort of goes away if you're doing things like that. So I mean, but it's still at a pretty nascent stage, and I feel that the more we do it, human beings have always survived till now.
Yes, art has always survived.
Yeah.
Music has always
has always
survived.
survived.
Yes.
So
we shall survive this.
We will definitely survive this. It'll just be, we'll see a lot of changes for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see a lot of random music coming out also. And I mean, a few days back, some country song went #1 on Billboard or somewhere. It is an AI song. So weird things are going to happen, but we'll see.
We'll see where it goes. It was so lovely talking to you,
Same
Madhuvanti.
here, Rohini.
I'm so happy we got such good time, and thank you for allowing me to take so much time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
coming.
What Madhuvanti does not know is that she's part of the JTF 2025 Power List. You were also on our Power List last year, so congratulations.
Thank you so much.
This Power
I'm
List is, of
excited.
course, made by Team JTF, which is Just Too Filmy. Just a thank you to celebrate the sort of people, the artists, who made us smile in the last year, and you definitely have been one of them. So
That's so awesome to know. Thank you so much. Hi, this is Madhuvanti Bagchi, and I am on Just to Film Me with Rotox. Please subscribe to the channel.
Just to film me, just to film me.